So, Sonible has done it again. So they've released another smart plugin, and as always, it is packed with some sophisticated artificial intelligence. Now this time they focused their expertise on the technique of de-essing, hence the name of the plugin, Smart De-Ess. Let's take a look. Alright, now let's start with this. So I made a little recording, and while recording the vocals, I purposely tried to exaggerate the S sounds. So let's take a listen.
Hey, Sonible, I've got an SOS, gonna need some of your magic, Sonible. I'm gonna need deess, cause it sounds so good, yeah. Hey.
Now, as you can hear, some parts in the audio sound a little bit harsh, especially the S sounds. And let's say that we would like to get rid of some of that harshness a little bit. Now, to do this, typically we would use a de-esser. Now, a de-esser is basically kind of like a compressor that uses a very narrow frequency range. Of course, we want the problematic frequencies to be part of that frequency range, and whenever those frequencies go above a certain threshold, the de-esser will bring down the velocity. So, what is wrong with that? What is the problem with a conventional de-esser? Well, there isn't really anything wrong with it. You know, we've been using de-essers for many years and they kind of work. It is just that, you know, like with so many other things, when something better comes along, even if it's just a better idea, we usually start seeing some limitations. Now, Smart De-Ess by Sonible just might be that better idea. So first of all, it is AI powered, you know, so it can find the problem areas automatically, so you don't need to search the problem frequencies yourself. Also, you don't need to mess around with threshold settings, and also conventional de-essers simply just bring down the velocity of everything within an entire frequency range, and that can sometimes give a result that is not ideal. So Smart De-Ess is different. You know, it uses a kind of spectral processing technique that very surgically detects and targets only the problem areas in the audio. And by the way, it doesn't just detect sibilants, but also plosives. Alright, now let's see it in action. Now, I've put an instance of Smart De-Ess on the vocals. Now, as we're used to from Sonible, the way to go about using it is to play the audio and then have the plugin analyze and process it automatically. Let's go.
Hey, Sonible, I've got an SOS, gonna need some of your magic, Sonible. I'm gonna need deess, cause it sounds.
So as you can hear, it is done within a few seconds. Now let's do a little bit of A-Bing so we can hear what it's actually doing.
Hey, Sonible, hey, Sonible, hey, Sonible, hey, Sonible, hey, Sonible. I've got an SOS, gonna need some of your magic, Sonible. I'm gonna need deess, cause it sounds so good, yeah. Hey, Sonible, I've got an SOS, gonna need some of your magic, Sonible. I'm gonna need deess, cause it sounds so good, yeah. Hey.
Now, as you can hear, it already sounds pretty good, but we still have the option to make some further adjustments. So let's take a look at some of the controls. So up here, we can determine whether the plugin should affect the entire frequency spectrum or just a specific frequency range. Now down here, we have some knobs that can determine how either the sibilants in green or the plosives in blue are being affected. So the knob on the left sets the amount of gain reduction for either the sibilants in green or the plosives in blue. The one to the right sets how strongly the sibilants or plosives are being processed. Now, in the middle of the sibilants controls, there is a knob for sound coloring, so either sharp, balanced, or soft. Now over here we can set how fast the processing should start doing its thing, so either fast, mid, or slow. and over here we have a metering section. So I think those are the most important parameters, the most important controls on the plugin. So as you can see, we have quite a bit of control over the behavior of Smart De-Ess. Okay, so what do I think of Smart De-Ess? Well, I have to say that I'm genuinely pretty excited about it. You know, even though, let's face it, de-essing might not be the most exciting task within music production. But exactly for that reason, well, not just that reason, but it's one of the reasons why I think that the implementation of AI is perfect for this. You know, AI in music production has been an almost controversial phenomenon because AI is not supposed to interfere in the creative process. And I kinda agree with that. However, I don't consider de-essing typically as being part of the creative process. You know, it can be necessary sometimes, and you know, I hope I'm not offending anyone, but I don't think it's, you know, it's got a lot to do with being creative. You know, it's not about writing melodies, it's not about creating chord progressions. You know, it's just a technique to clean up problem areas in your audio. So I think that, you know, unless you are an avid de-ess fanatic, I mean, who would mind AI technology doing this task for you? And by the way, doing it very, very well. I mean, it's fast, it's very easy, and it sounds very good. And yes, it is a pretty bold claim of Sonible to call this the most natural sounding de-esser. But you know, to be honest, I think they even might have a point there. I mean, I've been playing around with Smart De-Ess for just a few days, but I've been getting some really good results with literally a push of a button. You know, so even though de-essing might not be the most exciting subject, I'm pretty excited about Smart De-Ess. So, that is it for now about Smart De-Ess from Sonible. Go check it out for yourself if you like. I will leave a link in the description and let me know what you think about it. Alright? Now guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will talk to you in the next video.